Ho 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 and a Merry Christmas one and all. We are here today to break down the TV ad that we worked on for Gloucester Keys. Now there are so many things that went into this shoot. We had an enormous crew. We had to do a lot of pre-production, both in storyboarding and tech scouting on location with the various different teams that we were going to be bringing in to do fake snow, dress the trees, do the set build. So there was an awful lot that we needed to do before we got to the shoot, and then of course the shoot itself, and then the post-production workflow, taking it through to actually getting it onto TV. And we're going to break down everything for you today. The client had a lot of collateral for online and print advertising that focused around a signpost which pointed out all of the different attractions available during the festive period. When I saw this, it immediately sparked in my mind the idea of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe and the lamppost that is in Narnia and illuminates that little glade as the children step out and find Mr. Tumnus and the whole magical world that's there. I thought that we could do a similar thing, and instead of the lamppost have the signpost in there. It's golden, it doesn't have a light on, but it can kind of seem to emanate light from it. And that gave us a whole host of opportunities to show all of the different things that are happening there, trying to make it feel more Christmassy, more like what you would expect out of a Christmas advert from the likes of John Lewis or Coca-Cola. You get those really Christmassy feeling adverts that aren't just showing you literally what's happening. They're trying to create a little world, and that's what we wanted to achieve, even if on a smaller scale. Once we'd been through the mood boarding process, we then commissioned a storyboard artist to draw the frames based on the mood references that we gave. It was more to give a sense of the vibe that we were going for. From there, I brought those in, created an animatic, and then started to add music so that we could really start to feel what the whole thing was going to end up like. Now, because of the limitations of the shoot, we were only able to budget to shoot for one day. We needed to make sure that everything was going to take place at this one location. Fortunately, the shopping centre had an empty unit which was very large, and we were able to use that for a set build. So that meant creating flats, wallpapering them, having a window in there, having curtains, putting carpet down, bringing in a bed and lamps and a wardrobe. Obviously we needed the wardrobe because that was going to be our mechanism for getting from the bedroom into the magical world that they were then transiting to. So all of that had to be handled by Alex and her team. They found a wonderful wardrobe which was going to be perfect for what we needed. They set about preparing in advance all of the flats that they would need to construct the set. Production design is so fundamental to getting a shoot like this right. Every single shot had some element of production design in, whether it was the complete construction of a bedroom set, down to the dressing of a shop window so that it looked Christmassy. Obviously, we weren't in the Christmas period, so that had to be completely fabricated. They needed to build everything and make everything look right. Getting a restaurant set up so that it felt warm and inviting and cozy. Building a believable Christmas market, dressing those stalls, and then finally helping to prepare all of the talent so that they were dressed appropriately, so that they felt like they were part of this magical narrative. And the look of the whole piece had to feel warm and inviting. Now that can actually go a little bit counter to what you end up with if you're creating a snow scene. Snow scenes, you tend to, especially at night, have cool blue tones, but we needed everything to feel warm and inviting. Part of that was down to how we dressed the talents, so they were dressed in warm, rich colours, so it was very autumnal. There were no super bright neons or anything like that, and there were no really cool colours in there, so that they felt appropriate. In addition to this, the way that we lit also had quite a bearing on it, so making sure that we flared into the lens a little bit, that the lighting was warm and we didn't have too much coolness in the blacks. And coolness in the blacks is something I would often go for, but in this situation we needed that rich, deep, warm tone to make everything feel as inviting as possible. In total on the shoot, we had 36 crew. Nathan headed up on first AD, so he was assisting me. I was running dual duty here. It's a little bit strange, but I was working as director with the talent, but also then director of photography, looking at how we were shooting and how we were lighting. The only reason I'm confident to do this was because I had my internal still moving team dealing with the camera side and the first ADing side, so I knew that they had that on lockdown, so I was able to make sure that that worked nicely. We had 5 setups to deal with. One of those was the house recreation set. The chocolate shop was the second. Third, we moved to the restaurant. Fourth was moving over to the big open tree shot where you had all of the snow and the sign and everything looking magical. Finally, there was the Christmas market scene, and that was the last setup of the day. This part was very functional, just looking at the shoot and what we had to do to make it happen. In the next part, we're going to get into the really exciting stuff. We're breaking down the lighting.